Hey everybody, welcome back. This is day 8 of our exploration into the sonnets while the theaters are closed and we're all in self-isolation and quarantine. Fun times. Just to do a little bit of a recap, yesterday we were looking at Sonnet 40, in which Shakespeare discovers that his main man, this fair youth to whom he's been writing all the sonnets so far, has been having an affair with his mistress, the Dark Lady, behind his back. Now, sonnets 40, 41, and 42 all deal with this betrayal, this love triangle. And I'm just going to work straight through them because I find them fascinating. What can I say? It's like watching a bisexual Elizabethan soap opera play out. I just want popcorn. So we're going to pick up right where we left off with Sonnet 41. Those pretty wrongs that liberty commits when I am sometime absent from thy heart, thy beauty and thy years full well befits, for still temptation follows where thou art. Gentle thou art, and therefore to be won. Beauteous thou art, therefore to be assailed. And when a woman woos, what woman's son will sourly leave her till he have prevailed? Ay me! But yet thou mightst my seat forbear, and chide thy beauty and thy straying youth, who lead thee in their riot even there where thou art forced to break a twofold truth. Hers by thy beauty tempting her to thee, thine by thy beauty being false to me. So let's just dig right in. Those pretty wrongs that liberty commits when I am sometime absent from thy heart. Liberty in this case means freedom, yes, but also sexual license. And pretty wrongs means like those little indiscretions. So the first quatrain is essentially saying, you know, when you cheat on me occasionally when we're far apart, that's okay. I can excuse that because you're young and beautiful. It makes sense. For still temptation follows where thou art. It's important to note that the word still had a slightly different meaning when Shakespeare was writing. Here it means constant or unending, perpetual. So it makes sense that you might have, a little affair here or there because you're constantly followed by temptation everywhere you go because you're just so darn young and beautiful. Gentle thou art, and therefore to be won. Beauteous thou art, therefore to be assailed. It's interesting to note that the words gentle and beauteous are trochees here. Usually Shakespeare writes in iambs, which is an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. He's chosen to start both of these lines with trochees, which is stressed followed by unstressed, gentle and beauteous. It's a really subtle anomaly, but it just pricks up the ear. And also in those two lines, the word therefore scans differently in both lines. In the first line, the emphasis is on the first syllable, therefore, and in the second, the emphasis is on the second syllable, therefore. I know that's really like nitpicky and nerdy, but it intrigues me because he does a very similar thing. He does the exact same thing in Juliet's soliloquy in Romeo and Juliet. The clock struck 9 when I did send the nurse. I don't know what it is. He just likes playing with the plasticity of that word, I guess. And when a woman woos, what woman's son will sourly leave her till he have prevailed? First of all, there's a fun bit of alliteration there with all those W's. But second of all, I think this is a really common proverb at the time. He has a very similar line in Henry VI, in Titus Andronicus, and also in Richard III. After he's wooed Lady Anne, he says, was ever woman in this humor wooed? Was ever woman in this humor won? But he's using it now not to refer to a lady, but to refer to the fair youth, who, as we learn from Sonnet 20, he thinks of in very feminine terms. So just fun to note. And so he's essentially saying, like, dude, I get it. When a woman puts the moves on you, what are you going to do? Like, I totally get it. I totally get it, man. So he clearly thinks that the Dark Lady, his mistress, was the one who instigated things. I me, but yet thou mightst my seat forbear, and chide thy beauty and thy straying youth. He's saying, but even so, you could have slept with any other woman in the world, but you slept with my woman. You slept with my lady. That was shitty, man. And in this case, the word seat means like my place of sexual rights / like my vagina, essentially. Iago uses it in a very similar way in Othello when he says, I do suspect the lustful Moor hath leapt into my seat. And then, who lead thee in their riot, even there where thou art forced to break a twofold truth. So by sleeping with her, you're breaking two vows, her vow to me and your vow to me. So Shakespeare is obviously going through some like mental gymnastics, trying to excuse the fair youth for what he's done. He uses the word beauty or beauteous 5 times. I think he's trying so hard to be like, you're beautiful, I get it, it's hard, temptation follows you everywhere you go, it's hard to be beautiful, I get it. But he's still obviously really hurt and really fucked up by this. So yeah, anyway, that's Sonnet 41. We'll pick up with more tomorrow with Sonnet 42. All right, see y'all later. Everybody stay safe.